Have you ever felt like you were the target of jealousy? Or maybe you've noticed someone constantly competing with you, not because they want the same things, but because they can't bear to see you succeed. Jealousy is a powerful emotion that can impact our relationships, peace of mind, and even our faith. But why does it happen? Why are we sometimes the target of jealousy? And how can we protect ourselves from its harmful effects? In today's video, we'll explore the root causes of jealousy, why it affects us, and most importantly, how we can safeguard our hearts from this dangerous feeling. Before we dive in, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel, Deen Xplorers, for more insightful content like this. 1. Understanding jealousy. Jealousy is a natural emotion that has been around for as long as humanity itself. In Islamic teachings, it refers to the feeling of envy someone experiences when they see another person possessing something they desire. This feeling can range from mild discomfort to deep resentment. It's important to understand that jealousy is not just a harmless emotion. If left unchecked, it can lead to harmful thoughts, actions, and even the destruction of relationships. The root of jealousy often lies in our desire for what others have, whether it's their wealth, status, beauty, or success. Instead of appreciating the blessings Allah has granted us, we may become consumed with envy for what others possess. One of the earliest examples of jealousy is the story of the two sons of Prophet Adam, Qaabeel and Haabeel. They were the first two sons of Prophet Adam, and both of them made offerings to Allah. However, only Haabeel's offering was accepted, and this caused Qaabeel to feel deep envy. His jealousy grew to the point where he not only wished for his brother's downfall, but also planned to kill him. This is a tragic example of how jealousy can lead to destructive behavior, and it shows us the danger of allowing envy to fester in our hearts. The lesson from this story is that we must always be cautious of the emotions we allow to govern our hearts, as they can easily lead us down a harmful path. The Quran offers guidance on how we should respond to jealousy. Instead of harboring envy towards others, we should focus on developing contentment with the blessings Allah has bestowed upon us. The concept of patience and gratitude is deeply rooted in Islamic teachings. When we cultivate patience and gratitude, it becomes much easier to overcome feelings of jealousy. Rather than wishing harm upon others, we should strive to celebrate their success and seek to improve ourselves without comparing our lives to theirs. Allah has given us each a unique set of challenges and blessings, and comparing ourselves to others can often lead to feelings of inadequacy and frustration. A significant lesson we learn from the story of Qaabeel and Haabeel is that the root of jealousy is often tied to personal insecurity. When we feel insecure about our own worth or achievements, we may feel threatened by the success of others. This insecurity can stem from a lack of self-awareness or from placing too much value on worldly things. But in Islam, true worth is not defined by material success or outward appearances. Our worth is determined by our faith, our good deeds, and our closeness to Allah. If we focus on strengthening our relationship with Allah and becoming better individuals, we will naturally feel more secure in ourselves, which will help reduce the negative effects of jealousy. Allah also reminds us in the Quran of the importance of recognizing that everything we have is from Him. Whether it's wealth, health, or success, it is all a gift from Allah. By accepting this and focusing on our own journey, we can avoid the destructive path of jealousy. Instead of feeling resentment towards others, we should focus on being the best version of ourselves, appreciating the blessings Allah has given us, and seeking to improve in every area of our lives. As we reflect on the Quranic teachings about jealousy, we realize that the key to overcoming jealousy lies in our mindset. If we shift our focus from what we lack to what we have, we can develop a sense of peace and contentment. Instead of looking at others and feeling envious, we should look within ourselves and work towards becoming better. We can ask ourselves, what can I do to improve my character, my faith, and my relationship with Allah? By answering this question and taking action, we free ourselves from the negative grip of jealousy and move towards a more peaceful, fulfilling life. 2. Why do people become jealous? Jealousy is a complex emotion, and it doesn't arise without cause. It is often rooted in deeper feelings of insecurity, fear, or a sense of inadequacy. In the case of jealousy, we see someone else with something we desire, be it success, wealth, or happiness, and we begin to compare ourselves to them. This comparison can lead to feelings of resentment, frustration, and ultimately, jealousy. One of the reasons jealousy arises is because of pride. When we believe that we deserve something more than others, or that we are better than them, we may feel jealous when we see them succeeding. This feeling of entitlement can make it hard for us to accept that others are blessed in ways that we may not be, leading to envy. At times, jealousy stems from a deep sense of insecurity. When we feel unsure about our worth or abilities, we may feel threatened by the achievements of others. This feeling of insecurity can make us feel as though we are not enough or that we are being left behind. In such moments, we may allow jealousy to take root in our hearts. This is where the concept of tawakkul, trust in Allah, becomes crucial. Islam teaches us that every person's success and wealth are determined by the will of Allah. When we trust in Allah's plan and believe that He knows what is best for us, we are less likely to feel insecure or envious of others. Another reason why jealousy arises is because of the lack of gratitude. Many of us fall into the trap of focusing on what we don't have, instead of appreciating what we do. We may see someone else enjoying something we desire, and instead of being content with our own blessings, we become fixated on their success. This lack of appreciation for our own lives can create bitterness and envy. Allah encourages us to be grateful for the blessings we have, no matter how small they may seem. But in Islam, we are taught to avoid unhealthy comparisons. Instead, we are encouraged to focus on our own personal growth and success, without constantly measuring ourselves against others. Each person has their own path, with its own trials and blessings, and it is important to focus on improving ourselves rather than envying others. Furthermore, jealousy can sometimes stem from an individual's lack of understanding of the divine wisdom behind their own circumstances. Every person has their own unique set of challenges and blessings, and Allah gives each person what He knows is best for them. Sometimes, what may seem like an unfair advantage for others is actually a test from Allah. The feeling of jealousy can cloud our understanding of Allah's wisdom and distract us from our own spiritual growth. It's important to remind ourselves that Allah is the best of planners and that His decisions are based on His perfect knowledge of what's good for us. By reflecting on these causes of jealousy, we begin to understand that at the heart of it lies our own personal feelings of insecurity, pride, and a lack of contentment. Instead of focusing on what others have, we should work on cultivating a sense of gratitude and trust in Allah's plan. When we shift our mindset from comparison to self-improvement, jealousy begins to lose its power over us. It's a journey of self-awareness, patience, and deepening our relationship with Allah, trusting that He knows what is best for each of us. 3. How to overcome jealousy. Overcoming jealousy is not an easy task, but it is certainly possible with a shift in mindset, a strong commitment to self-improvement, and a deep trust in Allah's wisdom. The first step in overcoming jealousy is acknowledging the emotion and understanding its impact on your life. Jealousy often arises from comparing oneself to others, and when we focus too much on what others have, we forget to appreciate the blessings we already possess. In the Quran, Allah reminds us that everything we have is a gift from Him. The key to overcoming jealousy lies in changing our perspective, shifting our focus from envy to gratitude. Recall the time when your Lord declared, "If you express gratitude, I shall certainly give you more, and if you are ungrateful, then my punishment is severe." One of the most effective ways to overcome jealousy is through the practice of gratitude. Gratitude is an essential concept in Islam, and it helps cultivate a sense of contentment and peace. By regularly reflecting on the blessings Allah has given us, whether they are big or small, we can reduce the tendency to envy others. When we focus on what we are thankful for, we begin to appreciate the unique gifts Allah has bestowed upon us, which in turn diminishes the desire for what others have. When we make gratitude a regular part of our daily lives, jealousy loses its power over us, and we become more focused on our own journey rather than the perceived success of others. Another powerful tool in overcoming jealousy is developing a sense of patience. In Islam, patience is not just about enduring hardships, it is also about accepting the timing and circumstances of Allah's decree. When we experience feelings of jealousy, it often comes from a desire for immediate change or a frustration with where we are in life. However, patience teaches us to trust in Allah's timing and to understand that everything happens when it is meant to. By practicing patience, we are able to overcome the immediate urge to compare ourselves to others, recognizing that Allah has a plan for us, just as He has a plan for everyone else. When we are patient and place our trust in Allah, He will be with us, guiding us through our struggles and helping us overcome the challenges of jealousy. Another way to overcome jealousy is by cultivating a mindset of tawakkul, reliance on Allah. This means understanding that we are not in control of everything that happens in our lives. We may want certain things, but it is Allah who knows what is best for us. Jealousy often arises when we feel like others have what we desire, and we begin to question why we haven't received it. However, when we rely on Allah and trust in His wisdom, we can let go of this feeling of entitlement and focus on being content with what we have. In addition to these spiritual practices, there are practical steps we can take to overcome jealousy. One of the most important is to make dua, supplication, to Allah, asking Him to purify our hearts and remove the feelings of envy that may be present. Through sincere prayer, we can seek Allah's guidance and help in overcoming jealousy. The act of making dua is itself a reminder that we are not in control and that we need Allah's help to overcome the emotions that affect us. Allah is always near to us, and when we make dua to Him, He listens and responds. Through sincere supplication, we can ask Allah to cleanse our hearts of jealousy and replace it with love, contentment, and kindness. Another practical way to overcome jealousy is to focus on self-improvement. When we invest our energy in developing our skills, our character, and our relationship with Allah, we begin to feel more confident and content with who we are. Instead of comparing ourselves to others, we should focus on becoming the best version of ourselves. This requires setting personal goals and working towards them with dedication and sincerity. When we are focused on our own growth, jealousy becomes irrelevant, as we are no longer concerned with the achievements of others. Instead of wishing for what others have, we should focus on our own personal journey and strive to earn the best reward from Allah. Finally, one of the most important ways to overcome jealousy is through positive thinking and reframing our thoughts. Rather than focusing on the things we lack, we can train ourselves to see the good in our lives. This involves shifting our mindset from one of scarcity to one of abundance. When we start to see the blessings in our own lives, we realize that we have enough to be thankful for. Jealousy thrives on feelings of scarcity, the belief that there isn't enough for everyone. But when we adopt an attitude of abundance and trust in Allah's provision, jealousy loses its grip on our hearts. Overcoming jealousy is a journey of self-awareness, self-improvement, and spiritual growth. It requires developing a mindset of gratitude, patience, and trust in Allah's plan. By relying on Allah, making sincere supplication, focusing on our own growth, and cultivating positive thoughts, we can free ourselves from the destructive effects of jealousy and live a life that is filled with peace, contentment, and love. Through this process, we not only improve ourselves, but also strengthen our relationship with Allah and the people around us. 4. Protecting yourself from jealousy and evil eye. Once we understand the emotional and spiritual dangers of jealousy, it becomes clear that preventing this harmful feeling and protecting ourselves from its effects is just as important. Islam provides various guidelines and protective measures to guard against jealousy, including the evil eye. The evil eye is a belief that others' envy and ill intentions can harm us, and Islam acknowledges this reality. The Quran and Hadith teach us how to seek refuge in Allah from this negative energy and how to protect ourselves from the potential harm caused by jealousy. It is essential to protect both our hearts and our lives from the consequences of jealousy. Whether it is jealousy directed at us by others or feelings of jealousy we may harbor ourselves. A key method of protection is by making dua, supplication, for protection from jealousy and the evil eye. Allah commands us to seek His refuge from harm, including the harm caused by the jealousy of others. Say, I seek refuge with the Lord of the daybreak from the evil of everything He has created, and from the evil of the dark night when it penetrates, and from the evil of the women who blow on the knots, and from the evil of an envier when he envies. This is a direct and powerful supplication, asking Allah for protection from various forms of harm, including the harm caused by the envy of others. By reciting this supplication regularly, especially during times of distress or vulnerability, we can seek Allah's protection from the jealousy and ill intentions of others. Another way to protect ourselves from the harmful effects of jealousy is through regular recitation of Surah Al-Ikhlas, Surah Al-Falaq, and Surah An-Nas. These are known as the 3 protective surahs that shield us from the evil eye and negative energies. These surahs are part of the Quran's spiritual armor, safeguarding our hearts and minds. In Surah Al-Ikhlas, for instance, we affirm the oneness and perfection of Allah, helping to fortify our faith against any negative influences. In Surah Al-Falaq and Surah An-Nas, we ask for protection from various forms of harm, including jealousy and the evil eye. By reciting these surahs regularly, we not only strengthen our spiritual connection to Allah, but also create a protective shield around us. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, himself, recommended reciting these surahs for protection from evil. Recite Surah Al-Ikhlas, Al-Falaq, and An-Nas 3 times in the morning and evening, and they will suffice you from every harm. By making these recitations part of our daily routine, we actively protect ourselves from the negative energies and the harmful effects of jealousy, ensuring peace and security in our lives. In addition to these protective measures, it is crucial to remain humble and avoid boasting about our achievements, wealth, or blessings. When we speak about our successes or possessions with arrogance or pride, we risk attracting jealousy from others. In Islam, humility is highly valued, and it is emphasized that we should never act in a way that would cause others to feel envious or inferior. Boasting about what we have or what we have accomplished can unintentionally trigger feelings of jealousy in others. By remaining humble and modest, we minimize the risk of attracting jealousy and consequently the negative effects associated with it. Another important point to remember is to always make an effort to share your blessings and successes with others in a positive and uplifting manner. Instead of letting jealousy build by harboring resentment, we should take the opportunity to help others succeed. When someone else's success triggers feelings of jealousy, it is important to fight these feelings by being happy for them. Making dua for their success and well-being not only helps rid us of jealousy, but it also strengthens our bond with others. The act of celebrating someone else's blessings can significantly diminish any negative feelings we may have, and it often encourages Allah to bless us even further. By focusing on spreading peace and positivity, we can reduce the impact of jealousy on our lives and create an atmosphere of goodwill rather than one of envy and competition. Finally, maintaining a strong connection with Allah and seeking His guidance in every aspect of life is essential for protecting ourselves from jealousy. When we are content with Allah's decrees and trust in His plan for us, jealousy loses its grip. The more we develop a relationship with Allah through prayer, remembrance, zikr, and worship, the more we cultivate an inner peace that protects us from the destructive power of jealousy. By placing our trust in Allah's wisdom and guidance, we develop a sense of peace that shields us from jealousy and the evil eye. This trust allows us to focus on the blessings we have and to be genuinely happy for others, knowing that whatever is meant for us will come to us in its own time. Protecting ourselves from jealousy and the evil eye requires both spiritual and practical efforts. By reciting protective supplications, remaining humble, and focusing on gratitude, we can guard our hearts from the negative effects of jealousy. Strengthening our connection with Allah and trusting in His plan helps us find peace and contentment, ensuring that we are not consumed by envy or resentment. In doing so, we can foster a positive, supportive environment in our lives, free from the destructive forces of jealousy. As we've learned today, jealousy is a powerful force that can affect us all. But with the right mindset, faith, and protective measures, we can rise above it. Remember to focus on gratitude, trust in Allah's plan, and protect your heart with the wisdom of the Quran. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Deen Explorers for more content that helps you grow spiritually and emotionally.